So if you haven't noticed, the world's kind of gone crazy. The other day, there was supposedly a boat drone that tried to attack a Russian ship on the Black Sea. And it was this clip of this ship coming towards a Russian warship, and it was engaged by the Russian warship, and it exploded. Now, this clip came out just the other day. A lot of people are trying to see if it's real or not. Was it real footage or not? So far, the consensus that I have seen says it is. I don't think there's any CGI in this. I have a degree in 3D animation and digital media, and usually things that are CGI stand out to me pretty quickly. This looks real. Now, whether it is or not, whether the circumstances surrounding the incident are real or not, who knows? But here's the clip, and if you notice, this thing is engaged by the warship, and one of the rounds hits the drone ship. It looks like it's being piloted by a dummy, and it's engaged and it blows up. Things are kicking off in the Black Sea area and in other areas, Ukraine. There's all kinds of things, speculations happening about, China and Russia. And so that, combined with the information that 50 US senators were given supposedly satellite phones in case of an emergency, has gotten the speculation bees all buzzing. What does all this mean? I don't know, but I have a sincere doubt that many of these US senators could even operate a satellite phone. I mean, let's be honest. Do you think this guy's going to be able to operate a satellite phone? The simple fact is that cell towers and satellites will be severely compromised in a time of war. We know that there are satellites out there that are meant to do satellite warfare. A cell tower has many vulnerabilities, either they be physical or digital. So in times of war, in times of upheaval, satellites and cell towers will not be reliable. So I don't know what these cell phone or these satellite phones are going to be used for when there's no satellites, or communication satellites are under attack, or cyber attack or whatever. The thing that can never go down are radio communications. You can't take down radio frequencies. They're everywhere. And so there's no taking those down. So a better option would be to give out, radio communications, ham radio type communications, things like that. Now, I am blessed daily almost to have a number of companies constantly contact me to promote their product. Most of those go into the recycle bin. I get contacted by people who want me to sell their vaping stuff, their cosmetics, all kind. We really love your channel, and we'd like to see if you'd like to try our product. Again, most of these things go in the recycle bin. However, in the rare instance where someone contacts me and I see that their product could help me or help my audience, well, then I take notice of that, and then I give it, a go look over, and I decide whether or not I want to participate or not. Recently, one of those companies has been Opus. It's a company that provides and produces power supplies and solar panels for emergency power. Now, this is what I want to talk about today, is emergency communications. Emergency communications are very, very important. And you can't rely on cell phones, you can't rely on satellites, you can't rely on Elon Musk, Starlink, and all this other nonsense. It's great, provides great benefits, all these things. However, if they all go down, you need something that's way more reliable, and you need a power supply that's going to be able to power these things. So let's talk about this Opus power supply. So a battery backup system like this would be perfect for like a base station for transmitting, or keeping in contact with neighbors, or keeping in contact with the world and trying to figure out what's going on out there. If communications go down, you're going to want to know what's happening out there in the world. And so something like this would be fantastic at making sure your communications are up and running. Opus also provides a number of solar panel options that you can use to plug into their base stations. They have a number of different base stations you can choose from depending on your power supply needs. Again, links will be in the description for this stuff down below. You can click on their links, and I think they're even running discounts right now for my audience, so check those out. But every person should have something like this as a backup. Whether it's just for communications or other emergency power supply needs, having something like this gives you an edge that many people will not have in times of trouble or times of upheaval. The solar panels easily plug into the unit. It charges very easily. When I got this unit, it was only about half charged, and now you can see it's fully charged. So it's an easy system to operate. It's got different ports on there for charging cell phones, for USB. It's got different plugs here for 100, 120 volt. And it's an 1800 watt power supply. Fantastic unit. On the back of these solar panels, you can see that they have these little legs. These are like Velcroed out, and you can separate these and then stand them up in the yard wherever you are. Right now, I've got them propped up on this picnic table. But you can see that these things pop out, and then they can reliably stand up in your yard and get the sun power they need to be able to charge your unit. The only thing I've always said about these types of solar panels is that you may want to construct some sort of frame for them. We've done that before in the past, because a slight wind could pick these up and topple them over. So take that into account. But you know, building a frame or something that you can use this for in a case of emergency, if you're going to be in a location where you know you're going to be, that would be probably ideal. Now, there's three ways you can basically charge this thing. You can obviously charge it with the solar panels. You can charge it with an outlet, you know, like in your home, if power is up and running, or you can also charge this with a vehicle. So it comes with a cigarette lighter adapter that you can plug into any vehicle and then charge it, you know, with the engine running in your vehicle. So that way, if you're mobile, if you're on the road and you want to use this for an emergency power supply when you're moving, you can do that. You throw this in the car. You don't even need the solar panels. As long as you have gas in your engine and the engine's running, it will keep this charged. Also, every one of these units comes with a light on the back. Has 3 settings: lights on, a more powerful light, and then a blinker. Now, when it comes to radio equipment like this, these are ham radios. These are pretty affordable. I think this one costs around $70 by Baofeng. This is an ICOM. This is just some FRS type systems. This is a mobile unit for ham radio. These are all 2-meter sets. And if you know anything about ham radio, they operate on the 2-meter band. And you have to have a license, supposedly, to run these things. You can run them without a license. I mean, it's not like the thing turns on once you have a license. You can use these things. However, the federal government wants you to have a license to be able to transmit on these things and have a call sign so that they know who is using them. Anyway, these types of radios, these types of communication systems are not going to go down if satellites and cell towers take a hit. I have reviewed a number of these in the past, and there's a number of companies out there promoting them and producing them nowadays. And all of these, I think, have some sort of benefit. The only thing that I would ask you to look at when considering one of these power supplies is, are they lithium iron phosphate? The lithium ion batteries that are included in a lot of these power supplies are unstable. You hear about things in the news where one of these things catches on fire. Lithium ion is very unstable. Lithium iron, lithium iron phosphate are very stable. They last much longer. They have a longer lifespan. And so those are the things, that's what's being produced here. And so I'm a big believer now in lithium iron phosphate type battery packs and power supplies. It's also worthy to mention that this whole system is completely mobile. You can take this anywhere. These solar panels fold up into a neat little package with a carry handle. Velcro holds it all together so it's easily transportable. This is not overly heavy. Anyone can lift this. Someone even elderly who doesn't have a lot of strength can lift this and move it. It's not burdensome or cumbersome at all. And more importantly, a system like this gives you a peace of mind that if something does happen, if you do lose power, if you do lose communications, you have this backup option for you and your family. Emergency communications are really one major reason why you'd want to have a pack like this available to you. One of the other things I've mentioned in videos before when it comes to power supplies like this is for those of you in my audience, and I know you're out there because we read your comments all the time. It's for those of you who have medical needs, who have medications and things that you must keep cool. Insulin comes to mind. Okay, and so they have these like miniature refrigerators that you can put in a vehicle, really small refrigerators that will keep medications cool. In an emergency situation where you don't have power and you have this stuff that you normally keep in your refrigerator for medication purposes, something like this would come in great, having that small little portable refrigerator, that small little portable electric cooler, and then having something like this run it. In fact, one of the things that they advertise for this is that small coolers, they will power them, you know, for a long period of time. You know, a major refrigerator or a big freezer, not so much. But absolutely something small that you need to keep for emergency reasons when it comes to your medication, this is something that I would absolutely highly recommend for that purpose. You know, when you think about it, there's lots of reasons why you'd need something like this. This latest incident with the senators is just the latest example. I really scratch my head when I think about satellite phones and what role that would play in this type of digital warfare that our world is experiencing right now, how long that's going to be viable. I don't think it will be viable at all. But see, not only does this affect people in government who need to have that command and control, but it affects you. Okay, you need to have these types of systems. They're available to you, so why not go ahead and invest in something like this so that when you need emergency communications, or if you just want to power a shortwave radio so that you can figure out what's going on in the world, because if your electric is taken out and cell phones, cell towers, all these things are taken out, how are you going to get information? How are you going to figure out what's even happening in the world? And not only that, but knowledge is power. We know that. And so by you being, you know, in a community of people who are even like-minded, having the ability to monitor communications is going to be power, because that's knowledge. That's information that you will want to know about. Okay, so think long and hard about a system like this and adding it to your preps. As far as what's going on in the world, I have absolutely no idea. I'm just watching the show just like you are. The only thing, a piece of advice I can give you is a phrase that I learned in the military a long time ago. Believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. I think that's good advice. Hey guys, leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any other ideas on stuff like this. Do you have a power supply like this? What are you using it for? We've talked about emergency communications, and we've talked about, you know, emergency medical, you know, medications and things like that. But if you have other reasons why you would want a system like this, or you think it would be beneficial for you and your family, please leave a comment below. Your idea may help someone else who's looking for information on why they should have a system like this. And as I always say in my channel, I never put commercials in my videos, because who likes to be distracted in the middle of a video with an ad that you can't skip, that YouTube serves up to you because it thinks you're interested in whatever. And it totally breaks the concentration of the content that you're watching. So I don't do it, because I know you don't like it. Now, if you're interested in this 1800 watt power supply by Opie's, there's a link in the description below where you can find this online, and I believe they're giving a discount to my audience. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Share our videos on social media. I really appreciate that, and I'll see you next time on An American Homestead. Bye!
The largest Roman gold stash ever found was in Trier, Germany in 1993. 2,500 Roman coins worth over $1.2 million in melt value today was pulled from an excavation site. The obvious lesson here is that gold holds its value over time. Now, take this stack of old Soviet Union rubles. Do you know how much these are worth? Zilch. It's paper. It holds no value, and like all paper and government fiat currencies, will not last the test of time. Nobody 1,000 years from now is going to unearth these or these and jump for joy at the wealth that they have just uncovered. Only one historical example of wealth preservation has stood the test of time over and over again: the safeguard of physical gold and silver. If you have spent your entire working life putting money into a 401k or other savings and investment products, they have likely made pulling your money out either very hard or almost impossible. Genesis Gold Group can help you put that money safely into a physical gold and silver product that, like the Roman coins, will maintain their buying power long into the future. Call Genesis Gold Group today, right now, and let them develop a strategy for your savings, 401k, or self-directed IRA. A strategy of physical gold and silver. You can call the number on the screen or visit them at genesisgoldgroup.com. And be sure to say that you heard about them from An American Homestead.
Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of An American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.